Hello again, I'm Blunty, and this is the NX10 from Samsung. On first impressions, it may look like any other digital SLR, but this beastie is actually one of the new breed of cameras that have been hitting the shelves lately, like your mama hits the buffet table, and some journalists have been placing this new type of camera under the unofficial banner of evil cameras. EVIL standing for Electronic Viewfinder Interchangeable Lens. The idea here is to give the user all the power and flexibility of a traditional DSLR, but cut way back on the bulk, weight and complexity by removing a bunch of moving parts like the pentaprism and mirror intrinsic to an SLR camera. Like taking your fat mama to get some liposuction. There are already some terrific reviews up about this camera elsewhere on the web focusing on the photographic abilities, but this being YouTube and me being a video guy, I'm going to be taking a closer look at the high-def video capabilities, but we'll get to that in a moment. First, let's take a stroll around the hardware. As you can see, the camera is significantly slimmer than your average DSLR, but aside from that, it's laid out very much like its mirror-based brethren. Up top you've got your hot shoe mount, pop-up flash, mode dial, control wheel, power switch and shutter button. Around the back you've got a very vivid and crisp 3-inch AMOLED screen, which is gorgeous. But then again, so is the AMOLED screen on just about any piece of Samsung gear you'll pick up these days. I'm starting to take it for granted, actually. Like your mama! And of course there's the usual collection of buttons. The image sensor inside is the same size you'll find on DSLRs. It sucks in 14.6 megapixel. Pretzel. What was I thinking? I must be hanging around with your fat mama too much. And it stores them on the ubiquitous SD and SDHC memory cards. The menu system is one of the best I've used on a camera of this type. It's simple, logical and intuitive, and unlike some cameras, you won't have to dig through a stupid, clumsy maze of sub-menus just to get anything done. It's fast and easy, like your mama. If you are used to shooting with a DSLR, the first thing you'll notice about it when you pick up the NX10 is how much lighter it feels in your hand. As I mentioned, the screen is beautiful, but if you're the type of shooter who prefers eyeballing the viewfinder, no worries, there's a sensor just below the eyepiece which senses the proximity of your greasy face and automatically switches on the electronic viewfinder and kills the main screen. So there's no fuss, no think operation and switching here. On, off, on, off, on, off. Easy. However, if you're wearing glasses, whether they be shades or corrective, it can get a bit confused, which can get a little bit annoying, like your mama. In use, the camera is fast and relatively easy. Power on time is so fast it may as well be instant, which is bloody fantastic, because a lot of DSLRs take a little while to warm up. And the autofocus across all three lenses I tested seemed unusually nippy to what I'm used to on an SLR type camera too. It's fantastic. When taking stills, it feels and shoots a lot like my old Nikon I had, but everything is faster and easier. The shots it spits out are crisp and clear with very little noise, the colours are natural and not oversaturated, and even with the 30mm pancake lens I couldn't spot any lens distortion. It does have a slight propensity to blow out the whites, however, but a lot of cameras do that. It's kind of annoying. Maybe I'm just a crappy photographer. Fact is, it's a beautiful shooter. Despite all the photos and videos I shot for this review being pretty crappy artistically, I was so off my game when I shot these. It's embarrassing, really, like being caught making out with your mama. But hey, we're here to talk about the camera, not my failings as an artist and mother lover. Now, as far as shooting video, it lays down a 720p MP4 file, as you may expect. The audio, however, is mono only, and there's no input for an external microphone. The audio is acceptable, but not great, and if you're adjusting focus manually or using zoom, quite a lot of noise from the lens mechanics is recorded, which is annoying. It's like when your mama tries to sit her fat ass up. So if you're shooting something where you're going to need the live audio, you're going to want a separate field recording setup. So what's the real benefit of shooting video on a camera like the NX10 as opposed to a dedicated video camera? Well, it's moderately complex optical physics here, but long story short, and dumbing it down for you guys, the very large image sensor size, and we're talking many times the size of the average consumer video camera image sensor here, and the flexibility of interchangeable lenses mean you can get shots that are very difficult, if not impossible, with a regular consumer video camera. Like the ability to shoot with a very small focus depth so your subject is in perfect crisp focus while the background is lovely and soft. This type of shallow depth of field shooting is highly desirable to those of us who love the craft. It just looks beautiful and helps you draw the viewer's attention where you want it. The video image quality is quite good, with little to no image tearing, motion blur or colour aberration that some cameras that have video only as a secondary function often suffer from. There is some evidence of jagged edges, but it seems to lack a bit of sharpness overall, especially compared with the crispy photos it takes. But truth is, this camera isn't aimed at pro shooters, and it certainly doesn't carry a pro price tag. Depending on what lens kit you get, prices at the time of publishing this review start well under 900 Aussie dollars. So bang for your buck, it's pretty awesome. You'll get a very good camera with lots of flexibility and power for photo nerds to get lost in, and the full auto mode will even have your mama taking photos that are substantially better than what the average point-and-shoot pocket camera can offer. On the video side of things, it has its shortcomings, mainly in the audio department and lack of a microphone input, but it offers power and control over your shoot that you're just gonna struggle to find in a dedicated video camera anywhere even close to what you're paying for the NX10. If you're looking for a camera that can give you great photos and video as well, it's certainly worth a look. And personally, I'm so very happy that hybrid cameras that can do both well and not just tack on the secondary function as a half-assed afterthought, like your mama, it goes both ways very pleasingly. Catch you next time.